Sean Strickland 28-6. Paulo Costa 14-3. Huge middleweight division fight. Big opportunity for Paulo Costa to get back into this thing. If you beat him, you're going to be up there at number 1, number 2. And then you got Hamza versus Robert Whittaker looming in 2 weeks. So both fighters staring each other down. This is a high-level fight, and we're underway. And the American crowd is fired up after Kevin Holland got the win, and then you got Dustin Poirier coming up next, looking to dethrone Islam Makhachev. Paulo Costa moving really well right now. We'll see if that messes up Sean Strickland, who's going to, got the kickboxing stance, is going to remain flat-footed. And already, I mean, it's just, gosh, Sean Strickland, just the way that he goes about his business, you just already see Paulo Costa slowing down. Right? He's real animated, lots of movement. Sean Strickland stands in one spot and lifts that lead leg and just walks you down. So we'll see how this is going to play out. But right now, to me, Costa's already fallen in to the fight of Sean Strickland. And a nice left by Paulo. Sean Strickland not changing anything right now. Looks very calm. Right, he's down 7-4 in significant strikes right now. But he's going to pressure the entire fight. But he's got to get going. He's more suitable for 5 rounds to me. Tough guy to beat in 5 rounds. 3 rounds, you got to pick up the pace. You don't have much time. Oh, and excuse me, this fight is 5 rounds. I forgot. Wow. Wow. Forgot about that. Come on, Sean. Let's go, baby. Get Costa out of there quick. And we're sitting at 8-2 right now on the night. Could get to 10-2. See what happens. We got Sean Strickland and Islam winning. Yeah, and lifting the knee, the leg, is really causing problems for Costa. As Sean Strickland battles back now, 14-12. He's just down 2 significant strikes, so slowly starting to take shape. Head strikes almost non-existent, 1-1 at this point. Man, he just continues walking forward and just landing lead leg kicks on Costa, who's it's clearly affecting, not because of any, you know, like it's hurting or anything like that. It's just having an effect where Sean Strickland's able to control this fight, dictate the pace. And you got to always be worried about that leg coming up in front of you. And he continually walks you down, lands a big right. Takes a left from Costa. And a lot of movement by Costa, side to side, backwards. This is easy for Sean Strickland. He's just coming forward. Every time he's forced to move, it's just wearing him down slowly. And when I was getting on Sean Strickland at the beginning, thinking it was a 3-round fight for a second, until I quickly reminded myself, right, but Sean is just taking his time. No need to rush here. He's pulling ahead now, 20-18 in significant strikes, and really controlling and dictating the pace of this fight, causing problems for Paulo Costa. Because you can see Paulo Costa's not moving as much. He's got his hands out trying to protect from those kicks, and that means he's not covering himself. And Sean Strickland's eventually going to make him pay for that. And there's a tap. 10 seconds. Yeah, so Sean Strickland probably won that round 24-19 in significant strikes. Head strikes just 2-2. Uh, it was really the body strikes 18-12 for Sean Strickland that led to the gap. So tough round to judge, but when you're watching it, Sean Strickland dictated the pace and he continually came forward throughout the fight. That's the bottom line. That's how things stand right now. Costa drinking a lot of water or juice in the corner. Obviously breathing pretty hard because he's constantly moving side to side, right? And when Sean Strickland comes forward, Paulo Costa, when he's reset, then he's got to, slide side to side once again. He's constantly having to move because Sean Strickland is just coming right at him. And I think eventually Sean Strickland's going to raise the leg, watch those hands drop, and drop the right hand on Costa. That's how I see this playing out. Costa clearly in great shape, man. He looks strong. He looks fit. Looks like he's got the energy, but you're dealing with a very tough guy in Sean Strickland. Nice leg kick by Costa. You see, he's dropping those hands every time he raises a knee. Boy, something's coming. Sean Strickland's bringing something in this round, I guarantee it. Mm, setting it up. And it's going to come like in the final 2 minutes of the round, too. Oh, nice left by Costa. Come on, Sean. Let's go, Sean. Find it. Come on, Sean. Find it, Sean. Don't get out of your pace. And Costa doing a good job of landing some leg kicks. And that's how you slow down a guy like Strickland, right? Constantly raising that leg. You got to start to put pressure on one of them. Make it harder. Costa feels something with these leg strikes. He's starting to go for more. He's up 10-6 right now. 320 left, round two. He's got to find something. Yeah, Paulo Costa having not quite moving as much. That movement is almost non-existent and is playing right into the hands of Sean Strickland. And there's the right. And that's exactly what happened. Costa dropped the hands. Boom. Sean landed the right, and he's going right back to driving the knee up. Doesn't even kick, but once every 5 times. But Costa's putting his hands down to protect himself from it. Six straight, no kick for Sean. Just driving the knee up. Gosh, he's a problem. He is a problem. And I would love to see a guy like Hamza fight him because Hamza's going to go in for takedowns. He's not going to deal with the pace of Sean Strickland. And then we'll see what happens from that point. But, Sean causes people problems when you sit there and try to stand and strike with him. Man, Sean is being patient. Ooh, nice left by Sean. Let's go. And if it wasn't for the guy that they're rooting for, these fans would be going crazy right now. They're just dying to see a KO. They haven't seen one all night. Paulo Costa comes in with a left. It gets blocked. Yeah, nice kick by Costa. A left landed by Sean Strickland. But those kicks could become a problem for Strickland if he doesn't. Spinning back kick by Costa, who to me appears to be getting a little tired now. It's not completely noticeable. I'm just seeing those hands drop. I'm seeing him take deep breaths. And we're late into round 2 right now. How's he going to look in round 4 and 5? And this is why this pace is perfect for Strickland, because he's used to going 4 or 5. Paulo Costa takes a left and a right, goes down, and then says, come on. So we'll see. But I think Sean's really starting to see him get tired. He's continuing to press. And he may not get the finish in this round, but this round is going completely his way. And there's a tap. Paulo Costa clearly getting more and more tired minute by minute now. Yep, and that's only 2 rounds. And what do you tell your guy in the corner right now? Go forward in round 3 and risk being totally gassed, or slowly get more and more tired? I mean, I don't know. At some point, you're going to have to go for it, right? Yeah, and Sean Strickland's corner saying, hey, man, right hand, you got it. Straight down the middle. Paulo Costa taking some deep breaths, drinking more of whatever he's drinking. And, you're going to see first 2 minutes, Paulo Costa is going to look okay. But now this round, it's going to be the final 3.5 minutes. He's going to get more and more tired. And that's only going to get worse in rounds 4 and 5 if it goes that far. Hopefully not. I'd like to see Sean get the finish here. But, you know. Problem is you still don't have a middleweight title fight set up yet between Duplessis and Adesanya. Maybe they're waiting on this fight. Because if you notice, they have not, unless I'm missing something, they have not announced Duplessis versus Adesanya yet. And if Sean Strickland wins this fight, what do you think he's going to be calling upon? Another tune-up? No, he's going to be calling on Duplessis to fight right now. Beat him by split decision. Strickland really working the leg kicks now early in round 1. Nice left by Costa. But that's more desperation because he knows Strickland continues to move forward. Just constantly. Ooh. He's opening up now. Costa covers up, smiles. And they're back to the center. But every once in a while, you see Sean Strickland open up. But he doesn't have to take too many chances because he's winning at what he's doing. He's up 60 to 48 in both significant and total strikes. Head strikes, 15 to 5. Body strikes, 38 to 28. So he's dominating in those areas. The only thing you could look at Paulo Costa here is he's leading in leg strikes, barely. 16 to 13. Ooh, Paulo Costa kicked Strickland, and that hurt his right leg. As he backs off and kind of moves around trying to get cleared up. But Sean Strickland remains patient and smart. Comes in with a left, right, left, and another left. And we're seeing how tough Paulo Costa is at the end of the day. Even if he takes another loss here, which, hurts. But he just kicked Sean Strickland and hurt his right leg. And you could see him, you could tell by his facial expression. He bounces around for a minute, hangs in the fight, and he's still going. So maybe as more time goes on, Paulo Costa gets a little more respect, but he's piling up some losses. He's got 3 now. But all the losses have come against solid opponents at the top. And a nice lead leg kick by Sean, followed by a left jab. Just continuing with the pace. And he can do this for the next 2 rounds if need be. Really pulling away now, 77-55. And significant in total strikes. 127 left, round 3. Come on, Sean, land that. Oh. Come on, Sean, pick up the pace, baby. And you might say that Paulo Costa's getting his second wind. Not because he's picking up his pace, but he doesn't look as tired right now. And a nice right by Costa there. 35 left, round 3. Let's go, Sean. Let's go, Sean. Left, right, left. Okay. And he had Costa cornered for a second, and Costa got the heck out of there quickly. I hear you. I get out of there too. It's kind of like Sean Strickland's always walking forward, always walking you down. He'd love to have you in a pickle where you can't move. And Paulo Costa goes to give him a fist bump, and Sean has none of it. He turns around, he walks away. So Paulo Costa now takes a seat. You can see him getting worked on right away. Doesn't seem to be breathing as hard though, so he's kind of getting into the groove of the fight. Although this totally favors Strickland, right? He had the middleweight title. He's been in many 5-round fights. Paulo Costa is no stranger. He's had 5-round fights scheduled before, whether they've gone that long or not. But I think it's clear to say that Sean Strickland has a major edge going 5 rounds against some of the best in the division. And he's heading into rounds 4 and 5 with Paulo Costa. So big advantage for Sean Strickland, and he already leads. Head strikes 26-8. So think about that. 3 rounds in the books. Paulo Costa's landed 8 head strikes. And it's just, this is what we talk about in the prediction, right? When we're making these, him and Alex Pineda are very tough to get in there and just try to dance around with and strike because they're constantly coming forward. There's a lot of pressure. You're going to have to move a lot. You got to deal with the leg kicks, the knees coming up, a lot of feints. And the way you got to beat Sean is you got to try to potentially, if you can dominate the ground like a Hamza can, you got to get in there and land some takedowns and change up the pace. I mean, control time 0 and 0. No control time. Not even, I'm going to pin you up against the fence. No clinch. Nothing. Right? So if your goal is to go in there and do that with Sean Strickland, you're going to lose because that's what he's all about. Both guys exchanged lefts. Both landed. Boy, Paulo throws that kick again with the right, and you could tell he can't continue doing that because it's causing him problems. This is kind of how it looked with McGregor when he landed that kick. And then a little later, kind of stepped back on it, and that was it, right? And that's kind of what Paulo Costa's looking like. He keeps landing that leg kick and hurting his leg. And you see another one, and then he sticks that leg way back there. Doesn't even really want to put pressure on it. That's a bad situation against a guy like Sean Strickland, who's just coming forward, constantly pressuring. He lands a right. And you got to be able to have mobility. You got to be able to move. And if you can't, it's not going to be good. And you've certainly seen Paulo Costa slow down. He's not moving around as much. He is here and there, but just enough to get out of the way. You would just think Sean Strickland would open up more. You see a left, right, left there. Nice combination, but it's hard to believe when you watch the fight that Sean Strickland is up by 40 significant strikes. It just doesn't seem like it. And Sean just staring him down. I mean, this fight is going totally his way. Totally his way. No control time, no takedowns, no attempts. You know, Paulo Costa lands a strike, but then he takes 3 or 4 after that. Nice jab there by Strickland. And there's some time in between strikes because Paulo Costa's, I mean, look at him. His eyes are constantly down on the knees of Strickland. And I'm surprised Strickland hasn't made him pay for that yet. Nice left uppercut by Costa. 1 minute left in the fourth. Fans booing a little bit. They've been sitting, I mean, the fans have been sitting around forever. Sometimes you have nights where there's a bunch of finishes, right? You got like 30-minute time slots between each fight. So if there's a finish, you got a lot of time with no fight taking place. On this night in New Jersey at UFC 302, I mean, from wire to wire, it's been nothing but fighting because you've had a lot of decisions. It's like one fight to the next, bam, bam, bam. 3 rounds, 5 rounds, whatever. And the first 2 rounds were a little close. Rounds 3 and 4, not even close at all. Sean Strickland leading by at least 5 significant strikes in every round. As we get to the final 10 seconds here in round 4. And we'll see what they tell Costa as Strickland just continues to pull away. This thing is going the exact way that Sean Strickland has wanted it to go. You got a guy in Paulo Costa who trains his butt off, right? Looked tired like in rounds 2 and 3. Doesn't look tired anymore. And you got to say to this guy, like, listen, as hard as you train, this is what you train for. Because now you got 5 minutes to finish the guy, right? Sean Strickland at this point can just go another 5 minutes and continue doing what he's doing, no problem. If you're Paulo Costa, you lost this fight. You got to go for a finish. And I don't hear any. See, and I don't hear any of that. When you get to this point in the fight, and you're a manager or a coach, and your guy's down 4-0, forget telling him to jab, jab, right, or this, that, and the other, and this technique or that technique. You got to tell him straight up. You got to have a finish. And I think sometimes these guys are scared to tell their fighters that. You know, it's going to lower. You know, going to make him feel bad or demean him or whatever. It doesn't matter. You got to be real with the guy. He's got to know what you're seeing. Round 5 underway. And it's amazing when you have a big middleweight fight like this and it's just quiet in the arena. Kind of putting the fans asleep a little bit because the fight is going totally the way that Sean Strickland wants. I mean, it's crazy. Come on, Sean, get the finish. And Costa opening up a little bit with a big left right. Kind of whiffed. And he's throwing some punches a lot harder in this round right now. So at least he has an awareness of what he's got to do. You watch Sean Strickland do this to opponents, just kind of lull them to sleep. Makes for a boring fight sometimes. And you just wonder, like, why can't these guys just go in there and land a big shot? Why can't they pressure? Why can't they shoot him for a takedown? And it's like, okay, maybe easier said than done. If you're the guy in there and you're seeing Sean Strickland walk forward and just driving those knees up, sometimes he shoots out the leg, so you got to be ready for a leg kick every time he does it. It just causes you major problems. Major problems. Fans starting to boo a little bit. And it's like they don't want to boo too much because I think a lot of people want to see Sean Strickland win this fight. American crowd, right? But at the same time, slight boos because we want to see a finish. And that's kind of what the mixed emotions right now in the arena. Costa's got to do something now. 240 left in the fight. And he's up 20-7 in this round. He would need a miracle. Like, you have to have two judges give him two close rounds that he lost, but the key word is close. And you'd have to have two judges give you those rounds. I just don't see that happening. And Sean Strickland clearly knows that. He's not completely playing it safe, but he's clearly aware that he's got this fight in the bag. And again, Paulo Costa's corner's got to be telling him, listen, you're down. Here's what's got to happen. But you're not getting any of that in between rounds. And that's a mistake. 140 left. No takedown attempts. Like, and I think that's the thing. Like, you're fighting Sean Strickland. You're thinking, okay, I'm throwing punches. He's throwing punches. We're going back and forth. You know, I'm caught up in this back and forth type fight. And you might think it's close. But at the end of the day, Sean is up by 40 significant strikes, right? So that's why you don't get the takedown attempts. That's why you don't get, in this situation, a guy like Costa going for, he doesn't want to risk it all by going for a KO and get caught. But the reality is, you got nothing to lose. But you don't necessarily know that. And that's the brilliance of Sean Strickland. He's starting to come back a little bit now. He's still down 29-21 in this round. And Sean's just cruising now, under 30 seconds. And Paulo Costa just fighting like it's the second round, first round. Nice right there by Sean. He didn't like that and landed a big left and right. And now he's going to go for it a little bit because he sees that clock getting low, and it's like, okay. Oh, a big leg kick on Costa. And here comes Sean at the end of the fight. Another leg kick. Straight leg kick. And Costa's running. Sean lands another leg kick. at the bell. And man, wow. It's clear that he dominated this fight. And now what do you do? What do you do? Just precision work. And a lot of times Dana White isn't excited about fights like this, but Sean Strickland just dominated him. And you see Trump there on the screen. Fans let out a roar. And not the most exciting fight, but Sean Strickland, the American, will get this one too. And I can tell you right now, people are going to be fired up for Dustin Poirier to try to steal the belt from the number one fighter in the world. We're seeing some of the replays now, but don't need to, right? I mean, it's the same thing throughout. Sean Strickland's walking forward to those high knees, landing leg kicks, jabs, big rights, and just being patient. And it doesn't seem like he's ahead by 40 plus strikes. It doesn't seem like it. And that's why I think there's some of these opponents at the end. I'm sitting here like, Costa, why aren't you going for it? Like, why aren't these guys going for the victory? Can't they see they're down? Maybe they can't see. Maybe they feel like, hey, I'm in there throwing too. This is a close fight. And then you get to the end and it's 49-46. And you got dominated. So, yeah, and at the end, Strickland came on strong, man. Took Costa down with the right leg kick. And Paulo Costa is reeling at the end of the fight. Just reeling. Sean Strickland already's got his hand raised, and might as well talk about it now. Is he getting the next title shot? I mean, I think the UFC wanted to see this fight before they figure it out. And they know they got a big opportunity without Adesanya. But man, Sean Strickland lost by split decision. Excuse me. It's been a long day. Long day. Here we go with the decision. What? 49-46 Costa. What? Split decision. 49-46. Sean Strickland. I mean, look at this, dude. You know they're going to be talking about this now. 50-45 and 49-46 Strickland. And is Strickland going over to the judges or is he going over to Trump? And he goes over to Trump. So this is a great night. Yeah, and I was wondering, does Strickland like Trump? What am I talking about? Like he's a huge fan of Trump. I'm tripping. And now he's getting a picture with Trump, and Trump is loving this because the Americans are winning. And they're all going over there and paying their respects, and Trump is just getting... Stay away from it, Chris. Stay away from it. But yeah, Sean Strickland is going to move to 29-6 here. Middleweight division, UFC 302.